And I'm going to talk about Agent Intelligence Self-Learning Profile Agent that I've built for this hackathon. Now, what is Agent or Self-Learning Profiling Agent? So Agent Performance Profiler is a self-improving meta agent that monitors, analyzes, and optimizes other AI agents. It captures execution traces, detects performance bottlenecks and anti-patterns, and provides actionable recommendations. The profiler learns from the outcomes to improve its analysis and recommendations over time. So think about the agent performance profiler as a meta agent that acts as a performance consultant for other AI agents. The framework has been divided into multiple modules. One such module is execution monitoring, which captures traces of agent operations, which is LM calls, tool calls, or memory operations, with metrics like latency, token usages, context window usage, and success failure rates. The other module is called performance analysis, which identifies bottlenecks, which is operations taking excessive time, redundancies, repeated identical operations or failure modes, error patterns, and caching failures, or inefficiencies like suboptimal operation sequences. The other such module is pattern detection, which detects anti-patterns such as sequential LLM calls that could have been parallelized, missing caching for repeated operations, deep operation nesting, error cascading, memory inefficiencies, or long prompt chains. The other module could be an improvement recommendation which generates actionable suggestions with implementation guidelines prioritizing by impact. The other very important module is a self-learning module which improves its own analysis by recording different patterns correlating with performance issues over time, tracking recommendation effectiveness, adjusting confidence scores based on outcomes, and cross-agent learnings. The ideal use cases for this kind of framework would be an agent development, which optimizes agent during development, performance monitoring, which is tracking agent performance over time, A/B testing, comparing different versions of your agent implementations, or production optimizations, which is identify and fix issues in production agents, or research to study your agent behavior patterns over time. So there's different tracking phases, which I call as agentic logic, which comprises of tracking phase, analysis phase, pattern detection phase, recommendation generation phase, and self-learning phase. Now, this framework is tightly integrated with Weave, weight and biases integrations, where I record how an agent is performing, as well as I've developed my own engine, which actually looks for anti-patterns and things that I've previously talked about. This also uses Redis as a storage backend, which stores learning events, patterns, recommendation caches, evaluation results. It's also used by the so-called learning engine for confidence and score persistence. It also integrates with web UI implemented through Fast API. I have multiple dashboards that I'm going to demo, and everything right now, the intelligence is provided by locally running LLM Olama. Now let me give you a demo. So this is the first agent's performance profiler dashboard, which gives you an analysis. So the ideally what you want to do is run your local agents that I've created, which one of which is an inefficient agents as I start polling. So as you see, it runs different analysis. So this does take time, so I've created an output already. So if you see here, this is a meta agent analysis report which detected certain redundant ALM calls, and it marks as critical, and there were duplicate web searches, and did found some issues. So if you look at here, my performance score for this particular agent was 85%, and it gives you various other metadata about it. So if you see, there were total 7 operations executed by this agent, of which 4 were LM calls, 3 were tool calls. So now the framework is actually recommending some improvements on how can you improve this. So it's suggesting that, oh, I saw this redundancies, this were the LLM repeated calls, and it also gives prompt inspector, which shows what queries were given out, and it detected some anti-patterns saying that there was no caching found, there were error cascading, and it also suggests that for quick wins you can actually implement caching, improve error recovery, or add caching layer. It will definitely improve your performance. So once the recommendation has been accepted and you run show optimized version, you see the new optimized agent ran and the analysis is complete, for which the analysis records were registered here, which shows that okay, there's no anti-pattern. So not only this, the entire platform is tightly integrated with Viv, and if you see here, there were a lot of evaluations that were run over time, and this were the metrics that were received from the Viv ecosystem. And if you see here, this were the runs ran, and there were certain metrics registered here. So everything that you see here is actually inserted into Redis database. So if you look here, this this UI gives you information about Redis being a memory store. It registers all those anti-pattern libraries, as so-called I say. Also, it registers recommendation cache and registers learning events, and which is eventually used by one of my self-learning intelligence machines that's learning behind the scene. If you see, it's profiling all the agents. It's getting recommendations from Weave as well as recommendations that were received as part of my agentic framework, and it kind of tries to learn over time. So this were the active recommendations that were registered in the Redis DB that it's registering and learning from, as well as the Weave jobs that were triggered. It's also actively looking into it and registering those. So I hope so an ideal use cases for this kind of framework would be, it could be a self-improving profiler which learns over time. It has a meta agent that helps other agents improve. It has comprehensive analysis. It has actionable insights, just not metrics, but concrete improvement plans, and it could have real-world integrations. Thank you.